The Iranian president and foreign minister have died in a helicopter crash in mountainous terrain near the border with Azerbaijan. They'd been flying in bad weather and rescue crews reported no sign of life when they reached the crash site near Jolfa. As Isabel Ewing reports, local media say they were martyred.
This video shows Iran's President Ebrahim Raisi on board the helicopter when he was travelling to Azerbaijan with his foreign minister and other officials on Saturday. He did not make it back to Iran.
We now know from reporting from Iranian state media that, in fact, there were no survivors found at the crash site of that helicopter.
Raisi had come to open a dam with Azerbaijan's president, but on his return yesterday, the aircraft came down in a remote mountainous area. Rescue teams numbering in the hundreds were deployed on foot in extreme cold to try to locate the helicopter. An aerial search was impossible due to dense fog.
They have also relied on a drone from Turkey that has been deployed to help try to locate the crash site.
The Turkish drone identified a source of heat suspected to be the wreckage. And finally, confirmation, a still photograph of the crash site. Then footage from the Iranian Red Crescent showing what was left of the helicopter on a steep forested hillside. Experts say Raisi was likely travelling on an American Bell 212 helicopter, so getting spare parts would have been difficult because of US sanctions on Iran.
This confluence of spare parts because of the sanctions, plus the weather, which was very bad over the last few days.
Iranians were urged to pray for their president, one man saying Iran would remain strong. Ebrahim Raisi is a hardliner who used to lead Iran's judiciary. He was sanctioned by the US for his part in the mass execution of thousands of political prisoners in 1988, but was later elected president of the Islamic Republic in 2021. Analysts say there will be vastly conflicting reactions in Iran to Raisi's death.
We know he did have support from the more hardline section of society in Iran, but he certainly also was not popular among, for example, the youth-led protests that we have seen.
An investigation will now get underway to determine what caused this crash.
The acronym ASAN stands for Azerbaijan Service and Assessment Network, and a delegation led by Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Tiruneh visited this ASAN Service Center in Baku, Azerbaijan, where government services are provided digitally in a centralized manner. Regarding this, Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Tiruneh stated that Azerbaijan's modern government service delivery system can serve as a model for Ethiopia's civil service reform.
And as a government, we are heading to that kind of system. Having put the civil service reform and digital Ethiopia reform together, Ethiopian government has initiated policy and legal reforms and is currently piloting service delivery and administrative improvements in 8 federal institutions.
So getting spare parts would have been difficult because of US sanctions on Iran.
Drone jihad. Iranian Mohajer 6 drones spotted in Ethiopia. A sudden violent outbreak of civil war in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region has thrown the nation into turmoil. After years of uneasy peace with its northern neighbor, Ethiopia suddenly finds itself at war with an unexpected foe equipped with the very same armament it stockpiled in preparation for a conventional war with Eritrea. With the Tigray People's Liberation Front making steady gains and government forces seemingly unable to stem the tide, the country is now frantically looking for anything to change its fortunes. In so doing, it has found support in more than one unlikely allied opportunity. Most recently, it appears Ethiopia has managed to secure a hasty contract with Iran for the delivery of a number of Mohajer 6 unmanned combat aerial vehicles.
Raisi had come to open a dam with Azerbaijan's president, but on his return yesterday, the aircraft came down in a remote mountainous area. Rescue teams numbering in the hundreds were deployed on foot in extreme cold to try to locate the helicopter.
Ну давай! Блядь, есть! Офигеть! А я засняла. Да.
እዚህ ለመምጣት ከ34 ኪሎ ሜትር በላይ ተራራማ መንገድ በበቅሎና በእግር ተጉዘናል። ቅዱስ ያሬድ ለኢትዮጵያ ብርሃን ይሆናት እዚህ ቦታ ነው የተሰወረው። በኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ትልቁ ተራራ የራስ ደጀን ተራራ ከ4620 ሜትር ከባህር ጠለል በላይ ከፍታ ያለው ነው። ይህ ቦታ እጅግ ይቀዘቅዛል። በክረምት ወራት በአብዛኛው ይህ የራስ ደጀን ተራራ በበረዶ ይሸፈናል። በዚህ ቅዝቃዜ በተሞላው ስፍራ ተራሮች በከበቡት ምድር ውስጥ ቅዱስ ያሬድ የመላእክትን ዜማ ለፈጣሪው ያቀርብ ነበር።
This illustrates the birth of Hurricane Isabel, which occurred over the Ethiopian highlands. And the maturity of these cloud systems as they track towards the west, picking up energy, moving across the Sahel of Africa, gathering a lot of energy over the warm tropical waters of the Atlantic. This storm became a Category 5 and stayed a Category 5 for 3 days in a row, which is unprecedented for a hurricane in the Atlantic.
ኢትዮጵያ በአፍ የምትጠራ አይደለሽም። እንደ አውሮፓ፣ እንደ አሜሪካ፣ እንደ እስያ እንደ ሌላው ሀገር የምትጠራም አይደለች። ኢትዮጵያ ትልቅ ምድር ናት። ኢትዮጵያ በእኔ አንደበት አትገለጽም። ኢትዮጵያን ከፍ የሚያደርጉ ቅዱሳን መጥተዋልና ነቅታችሁ ጸልዩ። ከዚያ ውስጥ ይህ ከጀርባዬ የምታዩት ቅዱስ ያሬድ ያሁኑ ካህናት በየቤተ ክርስቲያኑ የተሰገሰገው ዘረኛው ጉበኛው በጉቦ የተቀጠረው በዘር የተቀጠረው በሙሉ ጸድቶ ቅዱስ ያሬድ እያሰለጠናቸው ያሉ ካህናት አሉ። ቅዱስ ያሬድ ጉባኤ ተክሎ እያስተማራቸው ያሉ ካህናት አሉ። እነሱ ናቸው በዛን ሰዓት እግዚአብሔርን የሚያገለግሉት። ያሁኑ ቆሻሻ ነው፣ ዘረኛ ነው፣ ዘማዊ ነው፣ ጉበኛ ነው፣ ሆዳም ነው፣ ሰካራም ነው። ያሁኑ በሙሉ ይጸዳል። እግዚአብሔር ሲያጸዳ ቅዱስ ያሬድ ያሰለጠናቸው ካህናት በሙሉ ይወጣሉ፣ ይነሳሉ።